Hey, this is pretty funny. Our friend Kyle Kolinsky over at Secular Talk covered an aspect of the passing away of former Fox News chairman Roger Ailes a few days ago that we didn't cover. And Kyle did a story about Fox News hosts who were very visibly emotional, which is fine. But they also argued, oddly, that in some way Roger Ailes saved the country of the United States, which is a hard thing to believe that Roger Ailes did. Here's Kyle talking about it. Here's the clip. Let's take a look.
The hosts on Fox and Friends reacted to Roger Ailes' death, and I wanted to cringe along with all of you.
Meetings that he would hold twice a year here at Fox News about how he started in the business. He was actually a production assistant at stations in Cleveland and Philadelphia. He eventually worked his way up to run the Mike Douglas show.
In 3 years, he went from PA to EP of the most successful daytime talk show maybe ever. He got the biggest guest to arrive in Ohio and do his show from Bob Hope on down.
Roger believed in hard work. He ran 4 political campaigns. Many people out there would say that he saved this country by starting the Fox News channel. Roger gave every single one of us on this couch an opportunity. He put food on our table. And, you know, he went out in such a sad way, but who doesn't have sins? We all have our sins. We all have our cross to bear. And, Roger, I will love you forever. You gave me an opportunity, and I will forever, ever, ever be grateful. I know I would not have gotten this job if it weren't for you. And I hope that you rest in peace, Roger, and I hope that you are at peace.
I know that his impact on the country is beyond a shadow of a doubt. You think that he saw Nixon in a green room?
That's right. Richard Nixon came to the Mike Douglas show.
Saw him as an underdog guy, says you got to like television. Next thing you know, he's helping Richard Nixon get elected.
Didn't
George
he help
Bush,
Nixon?
41.
He said you got to change your message, and he started talking to him.
He said you can't hate television. It's not going away. It's not a fad.
Yeah.
Right.
Ugh, that was so disgusting. He's touting that he worked with Nixon. Who does that? Like, oh, Nixon, yeah. That ended well, right? Okay, one of them said, many people would say he saved this country. What? By starting Fox News? Fox News, okay, launched in 96. They're probably the biggest impact they had was Bill O'Reilly every night going on air and pounding away about how we need to do the war in Iraq. And remember, by then he was the #1 show. He was the #1 show for a long time. So you have people all across the country watching this guy who doesn't know anything, doing propaganda for the administration, screaming about how we need to invade a country that didn't attack us because of made-up weapons of mass destruction and a threat against us that was not real. So they, you could partially credit them for being part of the media frenzy and pile-on that got us into a war where we blew $7 trillion and killed 200,000 innocent civilians. And of course, they were staunch defenders of torture and extrajudicial prisons and NSA spying. Remember that? Oh, Sean Hannity and his... They hired idiots and raging hypocrites. Sean Hannity under the Bush administration was like, NSA spying, if you're not in favor of it, you're with the terrorists.
Yeah, this is just very, very strange. To argue that Roger Ailes was one of the most powerful media people in the country for some period of time, that makes sense to me. He clearly was. Fox News, the highest rated cable network for a very, very long time. That makes sense to me. But he saved the country. Saved the country from what would be my question. And after this happened, and as we talked about, I don't go around wishing for people's death. I don't think it's okay to sort of delight in the fact that someone died. Whatever it was that Roger Ailes did while he was alive, he was someone's husband, someone's father, someone's child, although presumably his parents had since passed away. But my thought when I heard of the passing of Roger Ailes was actually all the people whose lives were damaged by Roger Ailes, and how do they feel about this? We know that it was, a dozen or more women who alleged that they were sexually harassed or assaulted by Roger Ailes, and just sort of surreal to see someone who we know so much about what he's accused of doing, and then seeing people on Fox News in this sort of delusional manner that we're accustomed to seeing on Fox News, saying that this is a guy who saved the country. it's kind of what we would expect to see on Fox News, that type of hyperbole. And this time it applies to one of their former employees.